Amruta, what answer you want, dear? Good evening, Sakshi. Happy Navratri, Yashri. Hi, Marzia. Grishma, good evening. Jigisha, hi. Happy Navratri, Rutar. Hi, Yashri. Good evening, Mishika. Marzia, happy Navratri. Hi, Jigisha, Vihang, Grishma, Mishika. Happy Navratri to everyone. Okay. I hope my voice is clear to everyone. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to EVS 1 lecture. Lakshmi, what is not clear, beta? My voice is not clear. Then please check the mic of your phone, the volume of your phone, dear. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Happy Navratri to everyone. I hope everyone is preparing for the exams. Next week exams are there. Everyone knows that now. Okay, Sri. So my video is not coming because right now I have not shared the video. I'm talking to you people. When I'll share the video, I'll tell you that I'm sharing my video. You'll be able to see my video then. Okay. So, good evening. Welcome everyone. Happy Navratri to everyone. Now going back to our lesson. We have completed our full portion. Today I'll be doing revision of lesson number 5, with which we started. So that was long back. We have completed lesson number 5. Once more, we'll do the revision of lesson number 5. Now, good evening, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Happy Navratri to everyone. I'm going to share my screen. When I start sharing my screen, I want everyone to pay attention on the explanation. Okay. After I finish my explanation, we'll come and we'll talk in the chat box. But right now, pay attention to the explanation. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so we have completed our portion. I'm starting with my revision. This is lesson number 5, water for every household. Revision of lesson number 5. Okay, so let's get started. I'll be covering the full lesson from textbook page number 28 to 34. All the pages I'll be covering because this is a revision of the lesson which I've already taught to you. Okay. Okay. So now the different purposes for which we need water is this we have learned from the starting from our KG section that what are the different purposes for which we need water. But now also many people of you make the mistake. Now if this question comes in the exam, you won't be able to write it. So pay attention. We need water for drinking, for cooking, for bathing, for watering plants, for washing utensils, for washing our clothes, even for farming. So these are the basic purposes for which we need water. In the house, outside the house, everywhere we need water. So different purposes for which we need water. Okay. Now this picture is given on page number 28 of your textbook. This picture shows containers which are used for storing water at home. We all use this for some or the other container for storing water at home. Now we have got this, we call it handa or pot. It is a copper pot. This is a mud pot or matka, drum. This is aquaguard, steel tanki or tank. This is surai or mud pot, surai in Hindi. Again, this is a manual filter and a overhead tank or syntax tank, as it is very famously known, syntax tank. Now these all we are using, but nowadays very few people use the surai or the matka or the handa, because nowadays we have got the overhead tank fixed in our house. The water accumulates in the tank, and then the most recent one which we have now, we have the water purifier which runs on electricity. You don't need to have a matka in your house to drink water from it. You start the water purifier, you get purified water in your house. Then this is the manual water filter. You have to add water to it and it gets filters and accumulates down. So you can open the tap and just take the water. These are some of the water containers which have come into use more recently. Otherwise, we have overhead tank, we have the drums, we have the steel tanks. Okay, this we are using for storing water at home. Now these containers are made from different materials. Some containers are made using mud or clay. Some containers are used made by they are used by making by using copper. Copper is tamba. Then we have containers made from brass. Brass means pital. Then plastic. More recently, we have got a vast number of containers, big, small, all the sizes, having made from plastic. So the different containers made are by using clay, copper, brass, and plastic, and steel also. Steel is the very common one which we get, steel. Now we need water regularly. Now we need water all the time. Now why do we need water all the time? We need water for washing, but to wash the vegetables, we need water. Then for cooking, for drinking. Now when we require all this water, we have to store this water in our house so that we can get it whenever we need it. Now for cooking, every time you cannot go out and collect water and then start your work. Every time you cannot go out and get a glass of water for drinking. So you should have some water stored in your house. Like bathing, we cannot go out every time for bathing, for drinking, even for watering plants. Nowadays, so we all have that fantasy of having potted plants in our balconies and our windows. So if we are keeping those plants, we have to water them, and we should have water in our house so that we can give them. If they are in the field, that is another part. But when we are keeping it in our house, we need the water in our house so that we can water the plants. Now for caring of drinking water. To ensure good hygiene, cleanliness, we must have safe drinking water. Whenever we are drinking water, we should have safe drinking water to ensure good hygiene. Good hygiene means cleanliness. If we consume contaminated water, what will happen? It can cause disease. We may fall ill. We may have fever. So we should take special care of the water we store for drinking and cooking. We keep the drinking water containers covered, isn't it? We don't keep it open and then just drink the water from it. We cover the water, we cover the container and keep for drinking. Now, why do we keep the containers covered? Because when we keep the containers covered, it prevents dust and other rubbish from entering the water. If the water is open, dust and rubbish, it can fly through the air and it can drop inside the pot and it becomes contaminated, it becomes dirty. So when we keep it covered, we keep it safe. Then one more thing, if we dip our hands in the water to take it out, now the container is covered, no doubt. But when we open the container and dip our hand inside the container to remove the glass of water for drinking, the dirt on our hands can enter the water. It happens, na, germs we cannot see in our hands, dirt we can see, but sometimes we neglect, we are not willing to wash our hands. So those dirty hands, when we put in the pot, the water becomes dirty. So what we should do, you should use a dipper. Dipper means, can you see the spoon on the pot? That is a dipper. With the help of that large spoon, we can remove the water from the pot and put it in our glass and drink it. So this way we can open the cover lid or the cover from the container, dip the dipper inside the pot, remove water in a glass, and then we can replace the lid, or we can put back the lid on the pot so that it remains covered. Okay. But the best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. So which is the best method of taking water? Where the best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. This way, again and again, we don't have to open the lid. When we open the lid again and again, then it has chances that something falls inside the water. So this way, when the tap is there on the container, we don't have to open the lid again and again. The water is covered throughout. Only when we want to put the water inside the pot, we will open the lid. Otherwise, the lid is fully, the pot is covered. And we don't have to put our hand also. So the best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. This way, it becomes easier to take the water and it also prevents contamination. So this question is there in your book, that which is the best method of taking water. The best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. And why it is best? Because it becomes easier to take the water and it also prevents contamination, mixing of dirt in the water. Now, when the water in the container finishes, what we have to do? We have to wash the container well before refilling it. Directly, we should not fill it. We should wash the container. And if we take all such cares, drinking water remains clean and it does not become contaminated. And if water is clean, we are drinking clean water, we are also healthy. Okay. I hope this much part is understood. This revision part is understood by all. Moving further. Now, do you know that water does not become stale? Stale, I told you, basi, the thing which we cannot eat, which has expired. The date, now normally we have these dates on the food items. Breads also, they survive for 3 days. Milk, we have 1 or 2 days. The date is there. It becomes expired. We cannot eat it. If we eat that, we will fall ill because they have that shelf life. They can stay only that. We cannot bring such things in our house and put it on the shelf and think that, okay, today I bought the bread, now I'll eat the bread next week or next month. What will happen? The bread will become green in color, fungus will come on the bread. If we keep the milk, even though if we put the milk in the freezer, it has a shelf life. After that, it goes bad. We cannot drink it. The taste also, we feel the taste also bad. And if we then also, if we eat it, what happens? There are chances that it may cause infection in our stomach and we may fall ill. So in the same way, water does not become stale. It does not have an expiry date that, okay, after 2 days, I cannot drink this water. It's not that way. Water, it can become dirty. When water becomes dirty, we should not drink it, but it does not become stale. It's not that. Some people have that assumption that, okay, previous day drinking water is there, so we should throw it away and fresh water should be stored every day. Now, in our side, on our side of the locality, we have not got water from last 4 days. there is a pipe burst or something had happened somewhere. So water has not come this in this side of the city. So we are facing acute shortage of water. So at this time, whatever water we get, we are thankful for it, that at least we are getting some water. It's not that, okay, the water is stale, so we'll just throw it. Because now when you don't get the things, you understand the meaning, okay, that is so important for us. But when we have it, when we get the water every day, that some people, old people, they have that misconception that, okay, this water has become stale, so we'll throw it, will add new water, or will fill up new water in the container. That is wrong. This is a misconception and andvishwas. We should not believe that. Now, what happened when we throw water? It amounts to wasting of good water. Good water means we can use the water. Why to waste it? When we are not having water, that time we face the acute shortage and we are not able to get it. So why to waste good water? We should use drinking water for other purposes only if it gets dirty due to some reason. So if drinking water gets dirty due to some reason, we can use it for other reasons like washing utensils, washing clothes, or watering the garden. But we should not throw it away. When we throw it away, that water is wasted. It's not useful. So we should not waste water. And this misconception that water becomes stale is false. Water does not become stale. Okay. Moving on. I hope this is clear. Moving on ahead. Let's see now how we get water. Large cement or plastic tanks are installed on the roofs of big buildings. Now, big buildings are what anywhere in all the buildings we have got plastic tanks or even cement tanks installed in big buildings, and water from the we get these tanks. They are filled using pipes. The pipes are used from the distribution center. These pipes are taken to the residential areas where in the buildings large cement or plastic tanks are installed on the roofs of big buildings. Now the water from these tanks, they can be piped to the kitchens, bathrooms, toilets in these buildings. When taps are fitted on the pipe, now pipes, all the time water will come. So when we have to use it, we can use the tap water. When we do not want to use it, we can shut off the water. This is possible when tap is fitted on the pipe. So when taps are fitted on the pipe, water can be taken or shut off according to need. Whenever we need it, we open the tap. Whenever we do not need it, we shut off the tap. This is how water from one just tank can be obtained in several places in a building at the same time. Now, if you see the first picture, water supply in a house, the overhead tank, it is connected. The blue lines are the pipes. They are connected in the bathroom, in the kitchen. So that one overhead tank, it supplies water to all the taps in the house. In the same way, in the second picture, the overhead water tanks, can you see that? These overhead water tanks, they supply water to all the people staying in the building. Okay. Now, lakes, rivers, reservoirs are our sources of water. Now, how do we get water? Lakes, rivers, and reservoirs are the sources of water. They are very long from it. It's not in the olden days, people used to live near rivers, but now as the population has grown so much, it's not possible that everyone can live near the river. They have to move at distance places. So to overcome this difficulty, what is done? Water is collected from such distant places, and then through the help of pipes, they are brought to our houses in the overhead tanks. And from the overhead tanks, we get the water in our taps. Now, before the water is brought to us, when the water is collected, the water is first sent to a place where the water is made safe for drinking. This, when water is made safe for drinking, this is called purification of water. So first water is collected in lakes, reservoirs. They are collected from lakes, reservoirs, rivers, etc. From there, they are brought to a place where it is made safe for drinking. This is purification water. After this, arrangements are made to distribute this water all over the town or city. So through pipes, the water is distributed all over to all the buildings, all the houses in the towns and city. This is called distribution of water. When the water is brought and made safe for drinking, that is called purification water. And when the purified water is distributed to all the houses, all the buildings in the town or city, it is called distribution of water. Okay. Now here, if you see, we have got a source. Source means it can be a lake, it can be a river, it can be a reservoir. From here, it is sent to a treatment plant. Treatment plant is where it is made safe for drinking, or where purification of water is done. So from source, it is brought to treatment plant where purification of water is done. From there, it is sent to a big storage tank. The treated water is sent to a big storage tank. From the storage tank, it is distributed to all the houses, all the buildings in the town or city. This is distribution of water. So I hope this is understood. First, the water is collected from the source, that is lakes, rivers, reservoirs. Then it is brought to treatment plant where water is made safe for drinking by purifying it. Purification of water is done. Then it is stored in large storage tank. From here, arrangements are made to distribute this water all over the city or town. This is called distribution of water. Okay. Now, when we draw water into a spray pump from a bucket of water, in which direction does the water flow? Sorry. When we draw water into a spray pump from a bucket of water, the water flows in upward direction. In case this question comes in exam, you just have to copy the question and the answer is upward direction. We draw water into a spray pump from a bucket of water. The water flows in upward direction. Okay, let's move ahead. Now we know that water flows downwards, but if you want to lift the water upwards, we have to, from the ground, the water has to be lifted upward, upar karna hai. So what we will do, we have to have some force. To do that, we need to use a machine that is called a pump. This pump helps us to lift the water and make it flow upward so that we can collect it in a place which is above the ground. Okay. So machines used for lifting water are called pumps. So what are pumps? Machines used for lifting water are called pumps. Everyone has seen this pumps now. Everyone's building must be having this pump, because the water which we are getting, that those pipes are running to the ground, means they are either beneath the ground or on the level of the ground. Now our building, our overhead tank, the cement tank, the plastic tank, which are installed on the roofs, the water cannot climb up on the roof. Either your building is of 2 floors or 5 floors. The terrace has the this plastic tanks or large cement tanks. So how this water is raised up, how the water is filled up? It is filled up using the electric pumps. You must have seen in your buildings also. Now these pumps, they run on electricity or diesel. So these pumps, they do not run directly, they run on electricity or diesel. They consume electricity or diesel and they run. But what help they do? They help to raise the water. They help the water flow upwards. So understood pumps now? So when water has to be raised up, water can be filled in tanks at a height. Now, if you see down, the river is there, then storage of water is there or a pump is there, and we have to fill the water in the tank which is up on the mountain. We make use of the pumps. With the help of the pumps, we can store water in tanks at a height. Now, this is a water tower which I have showed you. The above portion contains water. So to fill this large tower with water, pumps are used. And from here, the water is supplied to towns and cities. Such tanks are used to store water that leaves the water purification plant. So after water is purified, it is stored in such big tanks. Now, according to need, after purifying the water, it is stored in such tanks. Now, according to needs, water is released from these tanks or taken from these tanks and through pipes. These pipes branches out into many smaller pipes which lead the water to different areas around the large water tank. So from these big water towers, water is released, means how much water we need, that much is removed, and it is supplied through big pipes. These pipes, big pipes, then branch out into small pipes. And we have got these small pipes, they come to, they are supplying water to different areas around which are having big tanks or on the overhead or small houses. So these smaller pipes which are branched out from the bigger pipes, they lead the water, supply the water to different areas around the large water tank. In a particular area, the pipe branches out into smaller and smaller pipes which take water to every house. Now, after accumulating the water in overhead tanks, this water is supplied using smaller and smaller pipes. Okay. These smaller pipes are attached in our houses and to our taps. So we can use this water whenever we require it. This way, the water comes in our house. First, it is stored in a big overhead storage tank. From there, through big pipes, it comes to areas where water has to be supplied. There, these big pipe branches into smaller pipes according to the area. Then these pipes, they supply water to our tanks in the building. And from there, smaller pipes, they supply water in our house. Okay. Now, in some places, there are 2 or 3 common taps for the whole area. People living in that area come there to fill water for their families. Now, we are lucky enough to have tap in our house. We have the overhead tank. The overhead tank fills up. We remove the water. We use the water inside our house only. We don't have to go out. But in some areas, there are 2 or 3 common taps for the whole area. The number of houses in those areas, these 2 or 3 taps, they provide water. People living in that area come there to fill water for their families. Okay. Now, journey of water from source to house. What is the journey? Let us see. Source means reservoirs, lakes, dams. These are the source. They are far away from our house. So from there, water is collected. From there, the water is brought through pipes to water purification center where water is purified. Purification of water is done. From there, it is sent through pipes or supplied through pipes to big water tower. These water towers store the water, and then when water is needed, they release the water through pipes and it is supplied to houses. Okay, houses, factories, wherever water is required, it is supplied through the pipes. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, human beings cannot live without water. Can any living bird, animal, or person, man, woman, can anyone live without water? No, it's not possible. Water is very important for all living beings, human beings as well as all living beings. Water is very important. Hence, it is necessary to have a source of water as close as possible to where we live. So, it is very necessary to have a source of water like a river or a dam where we live. Because of this reason, in olden days, cities grew on the banks of big rivers. So, wherever big rivers were there, people started living over there and cities began to grow over there. There are many such cities in our country, like Delhi, which is the capital of India. It is situated on the banks of river Yamuna. So, Delhi, which is the capital of our country, it is situated on the banks of river Yamuna in North India. And Patna is situated on the banks of river Ganga. Patna is in Bihar. It is situated on the banks of river Ganga. Then we have Nashik in Maharashtra. It is situated on the banks of river Godavari. So we saw Delhi, which is situated on the banks of river Yamuna. Patna, which is in Bihar, it is situated on the banks of river Ganga. Nasik, which is in Maharashtra, it is situated on the banks of river Godavari. These are the examples. These are very ancient cities, very old cities, and they were situated on the banks of big, big rivers, and still they are thriving. Now, even today, in some places, water is drawn from wells or bore wells for use at home. So now we saw water coming to our house or water purified and then sent through taps. Even in now at present, even in many places, water is drawn from wells and bore wells, and people carry this water to their home for drinking, for cooking, for other use. They don't have taps in their locality. They have to bring the water from bore wells or wells. But whenever we are removing the water from wells or bore wells, we should ensure, we should see that the water is potable. Potable means it should be safe for drinking. If it is not safe for drinking, then it should be boiled for the purpose of drinking. We can use the water for washing, for bathing, but when we are drinking the water, we should boil it so that it will not endanger our health. If we drink that unpotable water, we will fall sick. So, to take care of our health, we should boil the water. Now, in some places, water is supplied by transporting it by means of tankers. Now, we saw the water we get through taps. We saw people using water from wells, bore wells. Now, the place where bore wells are also not there, wells are not there, there how people get the water? There the water is supplied using tankers. These tankers, they collect water from the source, from a storage place of water, and they carry it to the places where water is not available. Okay. Now, this experiment of an empty bucket, I told you that empty bucket, we know it's very light to pick up. But when we fill it with water, it becomes very, very heavy. So, why this experiment is given? To show us that we should remember how much water we need in our house, and based on that, we should not waste water, because the person who's filling the water, he's facing so much trouble because the water, when it is filled in container, becomes very heavy. Now this, can you tell, is given on your page number 33. How much water is required in your house every day and who fills this water? The person who fills this water has to take the pain of filling the water in the bucket and taking it across. If he or she is filling from outside, if they are doing it in the house also, they have to fill the tank, they have to fill the pot. So that takes too much of a effort. Now, many people are engaged in the work of water purification. To purify water, many people are engaged. It's not the process like water is supplied, water is purified, then distributed. It takes many people for the work of purification, storage, and distribution. Electricity or diesel are used to run the machines for this purpose. So, first of all, many people are there, and people, when they are working for water purification or storage, they will charge money for it because they are working for it. So they are paid, plus electricity or diesel is used to run the machines for purification. That shows that a lot of money is spent for this work. And because of this, potable water is very expensive because we spend lot of money on the people who are engaged in the work of water purification. It's not the work of one or two people. Many people are there. Their salaries take place. Then electricity and diesel is used to run the machines in which water is purified. So that also requires money. Because of this, potable water is very expensive. So we must take care of the water just as we take care of our valuables. We take care of our gold, our money, even time. We know time once lost, we cannot get it back. So time is also valuable. In the same way, we should take care of potable water because it is very expensive. It's not free. Okay. This way, we should not allow stored tap water to be wasted or to become contaminated, to become dirty. We should save it. Now, what can we do to use water without wastage? If the water you have taken in a mug to wash your face is left over, we should not throw it away. We should keep it for later use. In the same way, while brushing our teeth, we should not keep the tap water running. We should turn it off so that water is wasted less. When we have washed the vegetables, fruits, etc., we should not throw away that water. We should use that water for watering our plants. Then when rinsing things under a tap, we should not use it in full capacity. We should use it half turn. This way, more water is not coming out from the tap and more wastage is not there. The same way, if the tap is kept open by mistake or if someone has kept it open, we should close the tap. If there is a leakage in the line, in the pipeline or in the tap, we should get it fixed so that water is not wasted. Okay. So we should close the open tap. We should get the leakage in the tap fixed. Okay. We should always remember that water is valuable. Take good care of it. Valuable means qimti. Why water is valuable? Because it's a natural resource. If we do not get water, we will not be able to survive. We require water in all the aspects of life, from drinking, bathing, cooking, everywhere. For now, if you say we will not require water for cooking vegetables, but for growing vegetables, we require water. So water is very valuable and we should take good care of it. Okay. Now this use your brain power is given on textbook page number 34. The garden is to be watered. Tap water and well water are both available. What will you use? Now tap water, we know all that it is very expensive if we get after purification. So we will use well water for gardening the plants. This way we'll save expensive tap water. Okay. Then what's the solution? This might come in the exam. The common tap in the locality is seen dripping all the time. If we see the common tap water in the locality dripping, what we are supposed to do? We should call a plumber to repair the top, to repair the tap, or we should inform our elders so that they get the leakage fixed, or we can call the plumber. Okay. The next is, what can you do to easy the work of filling and storing water in your house? We can use pipes to easy the work of filling and storing water in our house. Now, if we keep the container under the tap, fill the container and then pick it up and put it somewhere, it will take lot of efforts. Instead of doing that, we can fix the pipe, attach the pipe from the tap, and from that we can supply the water. We can fill the water in the container wherever the container is placed. We don't have to move the container. With the help of the pipe, we can this way we fill up the container and it becomes easier also. Okay. Now this right or wrong we have done last time. This might come in the exam. Pay attention. The question is right or wrong. You have to write the spelling. Samir drank water from the pot. Oh my God, the time is up. Okay. 1 minute. I'm stopping sharing my screen. Coming back to you people. Okay. So my voice is not coming. Actually, we have got thundering in our place, beta. The clouds are thundering outside. I've closed the window, so it's not coming inside the voice. Okay. I'm stopping my lecture. Next session will continue this whatever part is left of lesson number 5, and then we'll start with the next chapter. Okay. Revise this lesson. Prepare for your exam. Okay. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.